Good evening, everyone. I'm Elaine Oribillo, and today we will discuss about white box testing. So, let's proceed. So, what is white box testing? White box testing, also known as glass box, it is testing, structural testing, clear box testing, open box testing, and transparent box testing. So, first is, what is testing? When we say testing, it takes measures to check the quality. Quality means yung kagandahan ng isang system or software. Performance means kung paano gumagana ba yung software na yun. Kung maganda ba yung takbo ng software na yun. Reliability, kung makatotohanan ba yung software na yun in a system. Next is structural testing. It is more concerned with how the system does work it rather than the functionality. It provides more coverage of the testing. So, ang kino-concern niya lang kung how the system work. Hindi niya inaano yung functionality ng system na yun. Clear box testing, it is the knowledge of internal structure and coding inside the program. So, in the clear box testing naman, knowledge of internal structure and coding inside the program. So, yung paulit-ulit, redundant, the knowledge of the entire program, basta yun siya. I-explain ko sa inyo kung bakit known siya as a white box testing. Mamaya. So, focus muna tayo dito. Open box testing. It's a testing approach that examines the system program structure and derives test cases from the system program logic. Next is transparent box testing. It is a method of testing software that tests internal structures are working in the system as opposed to its functionality black box testing. So, wait. As we can see, all of the testing that's stated above is like a characteristics of a white box testing. Because white box is a testing of an internal coding and infrastructure of a system or software that focus on checking of predefined inputs against expected desired outputs. So, hindi gagana yung black box testing kung walang white box testing. Bakit? Kasi si white box testing yung gumagawa ng functionality of entire coding ng isang system. So, sa black box testing kasi, kung ano lang yung nakikita nyo outside the white box testing, para siyang GUI. Kung ano lang nakikita nyo, hindi yung gagana, hindi mag-i-input ka man pero mag-e-error. Kasi nga, wala kang nilagay na codes that that GUI, kung paano siya gagana. Kasi nga, ang pinaka-importante talaga sa isang system ay si white box testing para ma-encode yung functionality ng isang black box. So, who's involved in the white box testing? The involved of the white box testing is the developer. So, the developer will test every line of a code of the program. And then the developers perform the white box testing and send the application or software to the testing team where, where they will perform the black box testing and verify the software along the requirements and identify the bugs and send it to the developer. After the developer fixes the bugs and do again the program. So, if the developer create a program, if they will finish the program, ibibigay nila ito sa software testing teams na nag-hold ng black box testing. I-insert nila doon yung codes na ginawa ng developer, so gagana na yung ginawa nilang GUI. So, ang system teams, software testing teams, ang magsasabi kung ano yung error ng isang program if hindi gagana do sa ginawa nilang GUI. So, kapag may error doon, isasend nila sa developer. So the developer fix the bugs na mention ni software testing teams. So, white box has a big role in developing a software or application because has an error, the entire software will be ruined if you don't do the process of testing before it will be executed. So, yun na nga. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, if the developer do the program, then hindi nila ito dinaan sa process of testing, the entire system will be ruined. So, kailangan dadaan talaga sa process ng testing na ibibigay nila ito sa software testing teams para malaman kung ano ba yung errors or bugs para ma-fix pa nila yun bago nila ito ma-execute. So, next is the techniques used in white box testing. First is path testing. Is a method that is used to design the test cases. In the path testing method, the control flow of a program is designed to find a set of linearly independent paths of execution. These flow graphs represent the flow of the program and also how every program added with another. As we can see in the image below, there are different functions, function A and function B. So in a function A, the developers added more program flows to fix the bugs. So, yun nga. In the function B naman, the developers add one program to fix the bugs in a program. In the developing the software or application, we cannot implement right away the program. It is the difficult part of the programming to solve a problem. Next is loop testing. Sa type of software testing that is performed to validate the loops. Loop testing is a white box testing techniques and is used to test loops in a program. So, in the loops testing, we will test the loops such as while, for, and while, and etc. And also check the ending condition if working correctly and if the size of condition is enough. Example in the image below, um, the user must input a value between 1 to 10. Na nakalagay dito, value is equals, please enter a number between 1 to 10. So, kailangan mag-i-input ka lang ng number between 1 to 10. So, ano ba yung between 1 to 10? It is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, if you enter 0 or above 10, you will receive an error. You will receive an error. That is, incorrect input, please try again. Kasi nga, ang hinihingi niya lang is between 1 to 10. So, yun nga. Next is, oh my gosh, condition testing. Set up conditions that could be true or false. This condition lead to a result that may or may not be true. So, we will test all logical conditions for both true and false values. We will verify it using both if and else condition. Example in the image below, we have if-else condition about age. So, nakalagay nga dito, if expression evaluates to true, the codes inside the bracket is executed. So, kapag in-input mo ay above 21, you will receive a message that you are over 21. Else, if code is executed of second expression evaluates to true and the first expression is false. So, kung tinype mo ay 21, magpo-fall ka sa second condition. So, wala na yung first condition na you are over 21 kasi nga, tinype mo ay 21. So, makaka-receive ka ng message na you're 21 years old. Else is executed if all other expression evaluates to false. Kung nag-input ka below 21, you will receive a message that you are not 21 yet. So, magpo-false silang lahat. So, wait lang. Malolobat na yun. So, next is wait lang. Titingnan ko lang kung makikita ko. Yun. Next is Testing based on the memory perspective. Test. The size of the code is increasing for the following reason. So, first reason is the use of code is not there. Example, we have 4 programs in the same application, and the first 10 lines are similar. We can write these 10 lines as a discrete function. It could be accessible by the above 4 programs as well. If any bug is there, we can modify the line of codes in the function rather than the entire code. Second reasons is the developer use the logic. Example, if one programmer write a program and has a file size of up to 250 KB, then the programmer could write a similar code using different logic. How? The developer used their logic of how the codes become small from big um, spaghetti codes to the pinaikling codes. Lastly is the developer declares so many functions and variables that might never be used in any portion of the code. Example, in the image below, as we can see, um, you declare a variable that is int a is equals 15 and int b is equals 20. Uh, Instead of using a variable, the developer use other variable that never declares above. So the result of it, system pop up a message that unused variable or variable p did not declares in the system. Kasi dito sa baba, makikita natin, imbes na int a is equals to b, ginawa niyang int p is equals to b, na hindi naman dineclare sa above kasi nga, ang dineclare lang sa above is a and b. And then, gumamit si developer ng p. So, dapat, dineclare niya si p sa above para hindi magkakaroon ng error. So, yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, makaka-receive ang developer ng isang error message na unused variable p or variable p did not declares in the system. Next is test the performance, speed, response time of the program. The application could be slow for the following reasons. First is when logic is used. If ginamit mo na yung logic sa system mo above, tapos inulit mo siya sa baba, the program will slowly maglalag siya. So, for the conditional cases, we will use or and adequately. Next is switch case, which means we cannot use nested if instead of using a switch case. Next is how do you perform white box testing? Syempre naman, para mag-perform yung white box testing, first is understand the source code. The first thing a tester will often do is learn to understand the source code of the software or application. So, bago mo gawin ng isang program, alamin mo muna kung para saan ito, kung applicable ba to sa system na gagawin nyo. Hindi yung basta lagay ka lang ng lagay ng program na hindi naman kailangan sa system ninyo. Next is create test cases and execute. The second step to white box testing involves testing the software or the application's source code for the proper flow and structure. So, yun nga. Ito involves testing the software or application source code. Dito naman, ite-test mo na, dapat marunong ka mag-test ng program na ginawa mo para maging proper flow ang yung program na ginawa mo. So, alam mo dapat kung ito ba ay gagana doon sa black box na ginawa ng software testing teams. So, syempre, nag-usap naman na kayo kung para saan yun. So, dapat ikaw, alam sa sarili mo na kapag tinest mo to, ay applicable ito sa napag-usapan yun ni software testing teams. Next is generic steps of white box testing. Design all test scenarios, test cases, and prioritize them according to high priority number. This step involves the study of codes at runtime to examine the resource utilization, not access areas of the code, time taken by various methods of operation, and so on. In this step, testing of internal subroutine takes place. Internal subroutines such as non-public methods interfaces are able to handle all types of data appropriately or not. Next is this step focuses on testing of control statement like loops and conditional statement to check the efficiency and accuracy for different data inputs na pinakita ko nga sa inyo kanina na if else loops, while loops, true or false na ganun. In the last step, white box testing to check all possible security loopholes by looking how codes handle security. Next is reasons of white box testing. Bakit ba ginagawa yung white box testing? It identifies internal security holes to check the way of input inside the code, check the functionality of conditional loops, to test function, object, and statement at an individual level. Next is advantages of white box testing. White box testing optimizes code so hidden errors can be identified. Test cases of white box testing can be easily automated. This testing is more true than other testing approaches as it covers all code paths. It can be stated in the SDLC phase even without GUI. So, gagana daw yung codes kahit walang GUI. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, dapat bilang isang developer, alam mo sa sarili mo kung paano iti-test yung code ay yung program na ginawa mo. Disadvantages of white box testing. White box testing is too much time consuming when it comes to large-scale programming applications. So, kapag gusto ng isang client na magkakasama sa isang ganitong features, ang isang nasa isang features yung design and functionality nung system na yun, mas malaking time yung gugulin mo para magawa yung program na yun. So, white box testing is much expensive and complex. Yun nga, sa, sa paggawa ng isang program naman, hindi naman kasi isang araw lang ginagawa yun. Maglalaan ka talaga ng mahabang time para magawa ang isang software. Si programmer kasi, meron din siyang limitation kung kakayanin niya ba yung system na pinapagawa ng client. So, yun nga, gagastos ng malaki sa paggawa ng white box testing. It can lead to production error because it has not detailed by developer. So, yun nga, kapag si developer binigay niya ito sa software testing na hindi ito in-explain pero if in-explain naman ito, hindi siya ganun kalinaw. Kaya hindi sila nagkakaintindihan. Kaya, imbes na itong program na to ay para sa isang function features na ito, parang nagkaroon sila ng pagka palit-palit, gano'n, kasi nga hindi detailed yung pagkakasabi ng developers kung para saan ba yung program na yun. Or kapag in-execute ito ni developer sa client and then hindi niya ito in-explain mabuti kung paano ito mapa-function, hindi ito gagamit ng isang client kasi nga hindi niya ito in-explain ng maayos kung paano ito gagamitin. White box testing needs professional programmers who have a detailed knowledge and understanding of programming language and implementation. Yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina na dapat sa pagkuha ng isang programmer, dapat marami siyang knowledge dun sa pagpo-program kasi nga kailangan sa paggawa ng system, alam niya yung pasikot-sikot. Kung paano ito gagawin, kung paano ito masusolusyonan yung isang bugs or errors ng isang system. So, mahal yun nga, expensive nga siya kasi malaki yung mababayaran mo sa isang professional programmers. Difference between white box and black box testing. White box testing, the developer can perform white box testing. Yun nga. Siyempre, si developer, siya yung nag-codes to the entire program of a system. To perform white box testing, we should have an understanding of the programming languages. Katulad nga kanina, dapat kailangan malawak yung knowledge mo on programming. Kasi nga, kailangan mo gumamit ng different programming languages to implement the program of one system. We will look into the source code and test the logic of the code. So, yun nga, sa paggawa ng white box testing, developer create a programming and the developer must have a knowledge to test their program so it will execute properly when they give the source code to the software testing teams. The developer should know about the internal design of the code. So, yun nga. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, if the developer hindi niya ma-explain na maayos yung program na ginawa niya. So, magkakaroon ng pagkakapalit-palit ng functionality do sa feature GUI na ginawa ng system testing teams. So, dapat alam niya kung saang part ito magfa-function at kung saang part kapag sinabi ng software testing niya nag-error dito sa part na to, dapat alam ni developer kung ano yung papalitan niya. Next is black box testing. The test engineers perform black box testing. Sila yung gumagawa ng kung anong nakikita natin sa isang system, yung design, yung box na pag-i-inputan natin ng mga information, sila yung gumagawa na. To perform black box testing, there is no need to have an understanding the programming languages. Kasi nga, meron naman tayong drag and drop na paggawa ng isang GUI na hindi tayo nagko-codes. Pero some of the software testing na gumagawa ng GUI, nagko-codes naman siya. Pero hindi the entire functionality of the system alam niya. Doon lang siya sa part ng black box. We'll verify the functionality of the application based on the requirements specification. Ingat. Dapat sa paggawa ng black box, alam mo kung paano mag-function yung flow na mangyayari sa system. Kunwari, sa pag-sign in, gagawa ka ng sign in. So, alam mo dapat na kung anong ilalagay doon, kunwari email or name or username, ganon. And then, what is next if I am register my identification to your system. Anong mangyayari? Anong makikita ko next? Anong gagawin ko next? Ganon. Dapat alam mo yung pagkakasunod-sunod na mangyayari doon sa system na yun. There is no need to know about the internal design of the code. Kasi nga, gawain niya ni white box testing na the entire codes of the system hindi na dapat poproblemahin yun ni black box testing kasi nga matatagalan sila if itatanong niya pa, ano yung magiging function nito, paano mo to ginawa. Syempre hindi niya na poproblemahin yan kasi nga si developer ng program yung magpo-provide ng codes para do sa functionality na ginawa niyang GUI do sa black box. So, doon magtatapos ang aking report. Thank you!